Owen Schulz!
Mr.
With an Izzy fight, you never know. It could be a 25-minute boring fight, or it can be a terrific knockout. Either way, I got. This is the Savage Gentleman Show. The main event of UFC 305, we got Israel the Chinaman Adesanya versus DDP, the real first African champion. Ryan, what do you think about this fight?
Well, thanks for coming on the show, Owen. I think this fight's tremendous. This is a striker's fest. There's some heat in this matchup. There's some bad blood. It's going to boil over Saturday. It's going to be great to watch. I smell a finish on one side or the other. Izzy, he's got the feints, he's got the kicks, he's got the range. DDP, such a good dance partner for him. It's so aggressive, comes forward, so awkward. His timing is just off. His movements are very unpredictable and not technically what you typically show someone if you're going to show them how to fight. That can be difficult to counter. Izzy's a great counter striker. Really interesting clash of styles with the extra heat involved as well. Robin, what do you see for these two?
I mean, it's great to be back on the show, throwing Owen Schulz.
Owen Schulz!
List himself as a boxer. Shifted a little bit. Oh, and another stunning body shot. And again,
Schulz recognizing it.
and now you can see the left hand of Shiflett dropping down, trying to protect his body, and that's going to be it. A body shot, technical knockout.
Owen Schulz, one of the young amateurs out of Colorado, undefeated young MMA fighter with a lot of kickboxing experience. Thanks again for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Let's keep looking at this fight. Guys, I just rewatched DDP versus Sean Strickland. That's his most recent fight. And I want to see some of the parallels between that and Adesanya. Strickland's obviously different than Adesanya. But both of them have very good striking defense and prioritize not getting hit in the head. So DDP really had to mix things up. He hit the body, jabbed the body, did some leg kicks, did a bunch of takedowns. He became pretty unpredictable because against a guy like that who's trying to be perfect, who's trying to evade every strike, being unpredictable is useful. He threw up an up elbow, he did a couple spinning back fists. DDP fundamentally is a pressure fighter. He throws the most strikes per minute in middleweight history. He throws a crazy pace, and he keeps it up. Everybody thought he would get tired with Sean. He went 5 rounds. That was a close fight, but ultimately, DDP came out as the victor. I think he's a good chance of doing the same thing to Adesanya, who's a little bit older. He's lost a few times. If DDP can bring that pace, it's going to be a war. He's going to get hit, but I think he can put that pace on Adesanya. What do you think of this matchup? What do you think is going to happen when the first African real champion, DDP, takes on Chinaman Adesanya, Woman?
I think I'm very excited for this fight. I really like Izzy as a kickboxer. I used to watch all his glory kickboxing fights when I had kickboxing fights coming up. We both have similar builds, tall and lanky, and very handsome. DDP, though, he's a good pressure fighter. I think we're going to see a Sean Strickland versus Adesanya too, kind of in a way, where DDP is going to try to walk Izzy down, and I think Izzy needs to do a better job with handling the pressure and actually making something happen. You can't just run around the cage the whole 25 minutes like he did with Sean and not get caught slipping like he did against Sean.
I got one thing I think is going to be really important in this fight is DDP likes to charge, right? He'll leave his stance to charge forward and close ground. If you charge Adesanya, he likes that fadeaway, lean back, double hook. He hit on Whitaker, he hit on Paulo Costa. You've got to be really careful for that. So DDP needs to always be ready to put on the brakes. Put the pressure, but be ready to put on the brakes. Don't just charge him. If he just charges in on him one too many times, Adesanya could hit that counter. Besides that, you know, the basics you always see from Adesanya. He hits a long jab, which DDP's got to watch out for. His outside right low kick is super powerful. I'm sure DDP is going to game plan for these things, but that's just something to really keep in mind. Adesanya is going to look for that fade back double hook, and DDP has a tendency to charge. What do you think, Ryan?
You know, Strickland versus Izzy very much reminded me of Michael Bisping versus Anderson Silva. A lot of jabs, a lot of forward pressure and mixing up the timing, but not over-committing and giving your partner this big chance to counter you. Not getting out of your stance, marching him down a little bit, cutting him off where he goes, and pressuring him, getting him to the fence. And it worked incredibly well against Izzy. Izzy is that level of striker where he can come out and fight different. He can crash a lot more. He can come forward. He can stay in the pocket more. But that's not his necessarily A game, his go-to game. He's so much more evasive and ready to pull and draw attacks out. So DDP is going to force him to play that kind of game again unless Izzy switches it up and crashes and comes forward more and is willing to exchange. It's going to be really interesting.
If he starts swinging with him, I think DDP will shoot. If Izzy plants his ground and comes forward with him, those are the moments DDP is going to look to shoot. So it's going to be interesting.
Very, very interesting fight. Final prediction, fellas. Owen, I'll let you start us off. Who you got for this one?
With an Izzy fight, you never know. It could be a 25-minute boring fight, or it can be a terrific knockout. Either way, I got.
Thank you to the sponsor of this video, Axon Integrative Health. I've added their treatment to my weekly recovery routine, and I have seen substantial results. They are the only chiropractic neurology clinic in Denver. If you have any pain or discomfort, give them a call and try Axon today. Link in the description below.
Either way, I got Izzy winning. I'm cheering for Izzy. I like Izzy. I wouldn't be surprised if DDP won, but I got Izzy by a unanimous decision. What do you think?
Interesting. I have DDP either by submission or decision. I think there's a decent chance he does take Adesanya down. Adesanya did not look good on his back with Jan Blachowicz, even though it was a long time ago. DDP could submit him on the ground, or DDP could work for a decision a bit like he did with Sean Strickland. What do you think, Ryan? Official prediction?
This is Izzy's last chance to stay on top. He's had 12 title fights in his last 12 fights. But he's got to win this match to stay in there. It's an immediate
If he wins, he'll
rematch.
be a three-time middleweight champion. I don't know if that's ever
Unheard
happened.
of. I've counted out DDP one too many times to not pick him in this matchup. I'm going to go with DDP by a decision.
All right, boys. Can't wait to find out. We'll be watching.